history, we, as humans, have used the power of our minds to achieve incredible and amazing feats. In reality, our minds are simply tools we use to create our thoughts. And the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our experiences. A simple shift in perception will quickly and easily improve how you feel and what you believe is possible, helping you to achieve all of your personal goals, even those that previously seemed unattainable. Join us now as we explore the vast landscapes of our minds. This is Mind Over Matter.
Good evening, I'm Mitch Friedman.
And I'm Brandolyn Jokiel, and you're watching Mind Over Matter, where we teach people how to use the power of their minds to feel better, overcome obstacles, and reach their goals.
You know, one other thing we do that I think is so wonderful, Brandy, and one of the reasons we do this show is we get to really show you all these different kinds of modalities, healing modalities, so that you get to choose. So every time you watch our show, it's a great opportunity to just let go of all your expectations, and for today, you get to suspend your disbelief and just have a great experience with this wonderful interview that Brandy did. Her name is Phyllis Hubbard with Radiant Health Strategies. It's an amazing interview. It's pretty much the whole show today, isn't it? She's so brilliant that I was doing the editing and I couldn't find anything to take out of the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, both of you were just excellent. It's a great interview. Enjoy.
I'm here at Radiant Health Strategies with Miss Phyllis Hubbard. After battling chronic bronchitis for years and years, Ms. Hubbard discovered a way to guide herself to radiant health. She then went on to be professionally trained in clinical aromatherapy, Ayurveda, herbology, natural food nutrition or whole food nutrition, as well as Reiki. And so I'm so happy to be here in her office at Radiant Health Strategies. You're a massage therapist as well. There's nothing this woman does not do. She does it all. So thank you for being with us here tonight, Phyllis.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
Yeah, so you call yourself a synergist, and your tagline is guiding you on your path to radiant health.
Yes.
And so how do you use synergy in your clinical practice?
Well, I incorporate a wide range of modalities, everything from Ayurveda to Chinese medicine, Tibetan Ayurveda, incorporating massage therapy and all of those things. And so what I have found is that a lot of people have issues with a particular modality. So if, for example, there is a way to heal cancer, but it seems like the particular modality that comes from, say, Ayurveda is a little bit strange or sounds weird to the person, I intuitively can tell that they're not willing to go down that road.
Right.
So I incorporate synergy for that reason, so that people can understand. There are many, many ways to get to the finish line. People think that there's one way, there's one pill that's going to save you, and that's just the way. No, there are infinite ways to get to the finish line. And so that's the one thing that I want people to really understand.
I think that's such a wonderful approach because, Mitch and I are certified clinical hypnotherapists, but one of the reasons that we do the show is that whatever you believe in to work, whatever you're comfortable to work, does work. And that there's so many different ways to heal. And I love that you've brought in all of these different things into a wonderful practice of guiding people to radiant health in all kinds of ways. And I love that word, synergy. It's really fantastic.
And the guide thing is really important too, because People expect, the old way of thinking is that the doctor tells you exactly what to do, you do that one thing, and then you're healed. That's not the way I function at all. I'm a guide. So a lot of times people will say to me, well, how much of this particular enzyme should I take? And I'll say, well, how much do you think you should take? And they don't like that. And I say, well, pick up the bottle and ask yourself, how much do you think you should take today? And listen to your body and learn that your body will start to tell you what you need. There's a particular therapy called a Soleil therapy, and the recipe is a teaspoon in a glass of water. It's a salt water solution. And so one day you may take that teaspoon and you won't taste the salt at all. The next day you may take the teaspoon and it's so salty you can't even taste it. And that's one way of knowing that your body's telling you instantaneously, you know what, I need more electrolytes today. Oh, I don't need so much today. So it's the same thing with any kind of enzymes or any type of vitamins or herbs or whatever that you're taking. You need to learn how to trust yourself, and that's how I'm the guide.
Oh, fantastic. So would you say that you use any form of kind of kinesiology when you do that?
I do flat out muscle testing. If I'm a little frustrated, I might just give me your arm. If you really need to know whether it's 2 pills or 3 pills, okay, we will check that for today. But most of the time I don't do that, because I find that when I'm doing the muscle testing, the person is still relying on what I'm telling them they need to do. So what I really want them to do is pick up the enzymes and know that if today you didn't take them, that's okay. It's okay for you not to take it that particular day. Your body didn't need it that day. And trust that inner wisdom. We all have this innate wisdom within us, and every living creature has it, and they use it intuitively. We have disconnected from our bodies, so it's much harder. You watch an ape all day and they know this, from this plant it is a leaf that I eat, from this plant it is the fruit that I eat, from this plant it is the seed. Well, we used to know that too. It's just that disconnection, and because of that disconnection we just don't know. And so now what I'm trying to do is get that connection back, help people to reestablish it.
So it sounds like your practice is very self-empowering.
Yes, very much so. And it's a little scary for people sometimes, and I'm kind of a tough love cookie, so I'm like
our perfect practitioner.
We
love the tough love cookie, guys.
I ain't gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. Okay, that's the way I work. So, and they know. Everyone knows. I had one woman come to me because she couldn't turn her head to the left or to the right, and every single session, this was a massage thing. Every single session, I had to hear this once a week for 4 months. Is it ever going to get better? Is the pain ever going to go away? Is it ever going to get... I'm like, oh. And so every time she said that, I said, are you doing your stretches? Are you doing the salt baths? Are you doing what I asked you to do? Because no, it's not going to get better until you start doing your work. You can't keep doing the same old thing and expect a different result. That's just not the way it is. And so finally, after grunting and growling for 5 months, she comes and she sits in my chair and she goes, look. And I was like, you've been doing your stretches. And she was like, yeah, but that's the whole point. You wanted to heal the body, and you realize that you can't heal the body by just coming to me. You have to do your part too.
Oh my goodness, it's so wonderful to hear somebody else say that, because Mitch and I, somebody sits in our chairs and we say, you know what, the marathon starts here. This is just the starting gun. This is for you to get the information you need to know to heal, and then the work takes place outside of this office.
That's right.
So I'd love to hear that in all of these different modalities and how you're bringing them all together, and also telling people no person can fix you.
That's right.
But I can give you tools. I can guide you in what you need to do to fix yourself. So
that's right.
Bravo, Phyllis. Thank you. So what is the difference between Ayurveda and naturopathy?
Ayurveda is an ancient system of healing that comes from East India, and the reason why my practice is built upon the foundation of Ayurveda is because I healed myself of bronchitis, which is one of the chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. I used Ayurveda to heal my body. I really had absolutely nowhere to go. I was in a bookstore. I found a book by Deepak Chopra, and that book alone pretty much cleared up most of the bronchitis for me. So I became a very disciplined and grateful student of Ayurveda. So Ayurveda means the science of life. Oh. So it is just the way to live your life. So you see how we tend to make distinctions between our bodies and our minds. We have our work and we have our family, and all of this stuff is separate, and that is incorrect. We know that that's not correct. Ayurveda is the science of life. The science of life, meaning you incorporate emotional health and physical health and well-being and spiritual health and well-being into your life in a synergistic way. So that's probably another reason why I'm a synergist. So that's Ayurveda. It comes specifically from East India, and fortunately there are wonderful people out there who have translated some of the ancient texts, like Bhagwan Dash, for example, and it's wonderful, and it makes it easy for people like me, that I don't have to study Sanskrit for 15 years, to translate this stuff for you. So Ayurveda is a very ancient system of healing that comes from East India, and I'm very partial to it because it is a great way to be Sherlock Holmes. Ayurveda teaches you how to figure out the cause of something, and it does it better than a lot of other modalities. So that's Ayurveda. Naturopathy, if you can envision a big umbrella, and underneath the umbrella would be Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, the curanderos from Mexico, all the metunetter from Egypt, all these different types of healing strategies that come from all over the world that are indigenous. That would be naturopathy. It incorporates anything, including massage therapy, that is considered a holistic way to heal your body.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for clarifying. Learning so much today. You're so fascinating. Do we have like 17 more hours, Mitch, just to interview Phyllis?
Because I could talk for 17 hours. I'll tell you that right
now. You're going to have to be a reoccurring guest. No problem. So how is Ayurveda connected to research around the areas of disease?
Well, what I love about Ayurveda is that it breaks disease down into more of a micro issue. It's not about, when you really begin to study Ayurveda, you realize it's not about the disease. It's not about the cancer. It's not about the autoimmune disease. It's not about the bronchitis. This is something that I learned in my journey. People want to grab on to arthritis and make it a part of their identity.
Oh, yes.
But all disease is formed the exact same way. Every single disease is. So it really doesn't matter what the specific disease is, and what Ayurveda teaches you is that when you begin to learn the stages of disease, it doesn't matter what disease you can learn how to reverse the course of disease.
Oh, fantastic. And when you write the term disease, you always write it with a hyphen, so it's dis-ease.
Exactly, because I want the point to be hammered home that all disease is lack of ease in the body. If it is a heart attack, it is lack of ease that has chosen to manifest itself in the heart. If it is any other function, if it's arthritis, it has chosen to manifest itself in the bones and in the joints. It's lack of ease in the body. If you can wrap your mind around that concept and let go of the word arthritis and start treating it as lack of ease in the body, we can take that away, and then the arthritis and the cancer and the whatever can disappear.
And as you're working in Strategie and all of these different modalities that you've been trained in, how do you find, or where do you find that the mind of the client that you're working with comes into? What do you find the right thinking needs to be?
Oh, it's huge. That is a huge question. Now we're into our 17 hours, girl. We go 17 hours talking about that one.
It's a new telethon.
Yeah, you know what? Send in your pledge. Woo, my goodness. Yeah, we could talk for a good long time. The mind is huge. The mind is one of the main reasons why I incorporate a lot of modalities. What really happened to me is this, Brandy. I started studying Ayurveda. It helped me with the bronchitis, and I had bronchitis for 27 years.
Oh my goodness.
And I literally coughed up blood. I had to be heavily medicated, and I kept saying, okay, every year I get bronchitis, every year they increase the medication, and every year that follows, I get bronchitis. I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Something has to happen. And so this is this mind thing that we're dealing with is huge. Everywhere you go in the media, people talking, everything.